Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. We are doing a foundation routine. Now, if you are just starting out in makeup and you have no idea how to set it up, what steps you have to use, what kind of products you have to use, this video is going to be so helpful for you. I went ahead and did this video to go ahead and give y'all a glimpse on what I do for my foundation routine. Now, this foundation routine does not include any kind of contouring products, whether it be, liquid products, powder products. There's no contouring in this video at all whatsoever. This is just the basics. So this is just for girls who are just trying to find out the basics, where to start, what to do, what brushes to use. So hopefully if y'all guys keep watching, you go ahead and see how that gets done. So let's go ahead and get started. Obviously, as you can tell, I've already done my eyebrows. I've already done my eyeshadow. I have stayed away from doing my eyeshadow on my lower lash line because this is the whole point of doing the foundation routine. It's going to involve concealer, and that's going to help go ahead and let me finish off that lower lash line there. So right before we get started of doing any kind of foundation routine, I cannot emphasize step one is cleansing. Wash your face, wash your face, wash your face. I don't know how important this one piece here is so important for you to do, because if you just miss it, you can literally bring everything going downhill from there. I recommend washing your face before starting any kind of makeup product, any kind of product you're going to apply to your face. Always make sure you have a clean face to start off with. So I'm talking about just even something as a simple cleanser that you use, like a daily cleanser, will go a long way if you make sure that you follow step one. So the first product that I actually want to recommend is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Deep Dive Cleansing Gel. This cleansing gel, 1 to 2 pumps, goes a long way. This is what I usually wash my face with. I got this in a set. A 1.7 ounce bottle cost anywhere from $12. You can get the 5 ounce bottle, which costs $25. This goes a long way. All right, second step is going to be to moisturize. Moisturizing is very important, especially during the winter season. Hydrating your skin is very key, essential key to doing your foundation routine. I recommend doing this right after you have a cleansed face. The product that I recommend is going to be the CeraVe Moisturizing Lotion. This is for normal to dry skin. The reason why I recommend this product is because this does not have a scent to it. People who have very sensitive skin cannot use the moisturizers that have a scent to them. It really irritates your skin. So I recommend CeraVe. This is a really good product. It's going to cost anywhere from like $11, $16 to $12 for this big size bottle. This bottle is a 12 fluid ounce bottle. So this is going to last you a really long time because you don't really need a lot. You just need to put like a dab on, both sides of your cheek, your forehead, and right here on your chin, and maybe some on your neck here if you apply makeup here as well. All right, so step three. Step three is going to be primer. Primer is important in the sense that primer is basically going to prep your skin for your foundation. Primer will smooth out the lines and also smooth out your pores. So when you put on your foundation, it won't go into your pores won't show through, and the lines aren't going to see through when you apply your foundation. So the best primer that I like to use is going to be this Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Complexion Primer. This is what it looks like. This costs $31 on Ulta. When you apply primer, you want to make sure that you apply it right here on the cheeks, mainly on the nose, right here in the T-zone, the places where your pores show the most, and the places where you usually have trouble throughout the day when your face starts to create oil. That's where you want to apply your actual primer. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Complexion Primer, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some right here. I'm also going to apply some on the other side of my face, on my nose, and also on my forehead right here. We're going to go ahead and blend that out using our fingers. So we're basically going to get mainly right here, because that's where I tend to have issues, is going to be right here. Okay, so moving on to actual foundation. We are actually going to use this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. This is in the shade 6.0. This you can buy at Ulta or Sephora. They have the regular formula, but I like the All Nighter formula. It tends to actually mattify, like have this matte look to it, which I really am into that kind of look. So the way that we're going to apply our foundation, you can do different methods of how you want to use it. A lot of people have been using the beauty sponge or the beauty blender. There's so many different names for these kind of sponges. This one is by Real Techniques. You can use the beauty blender if you'd like. Usually you damp this in warm water. and then use this to basically apply it onto your face. Now, what I like to use is actually brushes, and then I like to use a beauty blender. And with brushes, sometimes I'll use, this is the Wet n Wild foundation brush. This is what I use to basically apply it onto my face in an even coat. Then I like to use this Wet n Wild a flat top brush. This is basically like a kabuki brush. This is like a buffer brush basically. And what I like to do is basically blend that in. And if I have any excess that's left over, I tend to use a beauty blender to basically go over that and kind of give it that nice airbrush finish. So unfortunately, whichever kind of routine you feel works best for you, that's actually how I like to apply it. I notice that it looks very clean, very like sleek when I'm done. And with the beauty sponge, it tends to pick up most of the product if I try to use that, and I use less product going through with brushes and then using the beauty blender to pick up any excess. So whenever I'm applying that, I tend to use, right now this is how I basically apply my foundation. I get this cup. I like to use the flat top of the cup. You could use a little plate, a saucer, or whatever. I don't like to specifically put the foundation on the brush or on the beauty sponge. So what I like to do is take this cup and basically I'll pour like 2 pumps on here. And basically what I'll do is I'll use my foundation brush and I'm gonna put that onto my face. So here we go. Alright, so our next step is going to be concealer. The concealer that I'm going to be using today is going to be by Becca. This is Macadamia. So what I like to use is going to be this Wet n Wild stippling brush. The reason why I like this brush is that it has these very thin bristles up on the top. This is going to allow for a very light application. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically I'm going to open this and basically going to do this kind of motion. I'm gonna get a little bit of product, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus this right here on this part of the eye. So basically I'm gonna go here underneath on my eye and basically put a nice application. Now I like using a brush, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with the beauty sponge and pick up any excess and use the beauty sponge to blend it out. Okay, so after we've applied our concealer, we do want to set it to make sure that it doesn't crease. Usually during the day, you'll tend to get oily right here, and the concealer will tend to make lines right here. So to avoid that, we want to set it with a translucent powder. Now, remember, we are using a translucent setting powder, not a finishing powder. Now, a lot of girls tend to mess up and grab finishing powders, and then they tend to wonder why it looks very white and it looks very, they get flashback. The best kind of powder you're looking for is to say translucent setting powder on it. So the ones that I like to use, this is the translucent Laura Mercier setting powder. It looks like this. This is $23. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I tend to, whenever I open it like this, so that way the product stays on the bottom on this little tray here. And what I'll do is I'll take, this is a Real Techniques setting brush, and this is $7.99 from Real Techniques. I tend to use this, and I'm basically gonna dip it into the setting powder. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna apply this right underneath on the eyes right here to help set that concealer. Okay, so after we've just set our under eyes with the translucent setting powder, we're gonna go ahead and set the rest of the foundation. I recommend using the compact setting powder. Ofra Cosmetics sells one, and also Tarte Cosmetics also sells one. It comes in a little compact that looks like this. And what I like to do is take a powder brush like this one from Wet n Wild and basically apply this to all of wherever I applied my foundation, so that way it'll go ahead and set it. Okay, so the next thing we want to go into is bronzers. Now, when it comes to bronzing, bronzing is going to allow that tan looking glow to kind of add like shape to our face instead of it making it look like a flat color. So what I recommend for the bronzers is I'm going to use this Too Faced book of bronzers here, and the shade that I'm going to be going with is going to be called Chocolate Soleil. This is a medium, this is in a medium matte shade that's going to be right here on the top corner here. This is the shade that I'm actually going to dip into. I'm going to be using a Real Techniques powder brush that's going to look like this, and we're going to go ahead and apply this all on the top part of our forehead right here, underneath on our chin here, and as well as a little bit into our cheeks here. Now remember, this is not contouring. So you're just trying to get like a nice blend of bronzer right here just to kind of give it some tan effect onto your face. So we're gonna go ahead and basically dip into the shade here. We're gonna go ahead and start bronzing. Okay, so next thing we're moving on to is going to be blush. This is the Urban Decay 8-Hour Blush. This is in the shade Video. This is going to be a soft nude shade. This is for $26. For this price point, if you don't want to get the Urban Decay one, you can also get the JCat Beauty Love Struck Blush. This is what it looks like. And the JCat Beauty Love Struck Blush is basically going to be $3.99 at Ulta if you want to get it. This is the shade Baby Boo. So, just any kind of blush will do, but this is also a good blush that I recommend. And plus, I kind of like the little logo that it has there. So we're going to go ahead and use a Real Techniques powder brush again. I have another powder brush I'm going to use, and basically we're going to go ahead and apply this to this parts of our cheeks. I don't really like getting in the straight front of my cheeks. I kind of like getting right here on the side. So we're going to basically apply blush here. Okay, so the last piece we're going to be doing is going to be highlighting. Now, the highlighting product that I've been using lately is going to be the new Kylie Cosmetics highlighter. This is basically the newest highlighter that just came out from the Kylie Cosmetics brand. This is $22 for a highlighter set. This one is called Salted Caramel, and this is what it looks like. Salted Caramel is actually a warm mid-tone gold color. And basically, to apply this, we're going to use a crown fan brush like so. Another highlight that I actually really like that I've been using almost every day up until I started using this highlighter is going to be the Becca highlighter. This one is basically Champagne Pop. This one's my favorite that I've been using almost every day up until I started using Salted Caramel. And this one is a soft white gold with pinky peach undertone colors to it. And this retails at $38 at Sephora. Now, basically what I like to do is I take the crown fan brush, like I said, and basically what you're going to want to do is basically dust it like so onto your highlighter, and you want to go ahead and basically apply right here, and you also want to get on the top of the bridge of the nose. You also want to get the cupid's bow, and sometimes basically a little bit right here over the eyebrow. Now, you could also use your highlighters to apply right here on the inner corner of your eyes or right here underneath your brow bone when applying, like, you know, your eyeshadow and stuff. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and use it on the highest points of our face. So we're going to go ahead and take this. Okay, and now that we're done with that, we're basically going to quickly finish up the last part of our eyeshadow that we didn't get to do. Okay, so we are going to finish off with the Kylie Lip Kit in the shade Apricot. I really have been in love with this shade. The shade came out after the Valentine's Day set came out, so I'm going to actually go ahead and use this shade. Alright everyone, so once you're done, the last step that you want to go ahead and do is setting spray. You could choose any kind of brand of setting spray that you want, but setting spray is basically going to be to basically hold that makeup all day long without it budging. The setting spray that I prefer to use is going to be the Gerard Cosmetics setting spray. This is called the Slay All Day setting spray. This comes in the scent Peach. This retails for $22 at the Gerard Cosmetics website. And basically what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to take your setting spray and you're going to hold it about 6 to 8 inches away from your face, and you're going to spray just, I would say probably about 3 or 4 sprays just to kind of like sit in. You want to go for your cheeks, you want to go for like your face, your eyeshadow as well. That way it holds everything into place. I kind of hold it up here, spray. And basically that's going to sit on your face, and you're going to go ahead and let that dry, and you should be good to go. Alright everyone, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, click the like button down below. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below as well. Also, feel free to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. They are going to be in the remarks section. And if you would like, leave a comment and I will be able to read it, whether it's some feedback or whether you want to see a product review on a product or you want to see any kind of makeup tutorial in the future, feel free to put that in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. And mwah, until next time, take care.